1220 KHTS, HometownStation.com. Home 411, hosted by Randall Winter of Randall Winter Construction, Santa Clarita Construction.com. Actually, check that, ConstructionSantaClarita.com. My bad.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Or RGWinter.com.
Or RGWinter.com. There's tons of you can just Google Randall Winter and you'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah, but we're talking emergency services.
Don't Google me in public, though.
Yeah.
Or from behind.
This we're talking with Joel Moss, Director of Operations at Paul Davis Emergency Services, giving us some tips on how to stay out of calling him, I think is how we're doing it,
we
right?
don't really want to do that because it's going to happen because we got to get everyone to listen to this radio station.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
There you go.
But, Joel, good point earlier. Thank you very much on that. But we need more.
Always more.
I gotta
it's the American way.
I got to get more. All right, so let's get into some more. We talked about water. Is there water? Is that like the biggest thing? Because that's what ends up causing the M word, mold.
We call it apparent microbial until it's been tested.
I don't care. Nobody. Everybody knows we don't want that in our house, especially if you have young kids, because it's very disturbing and has a bad medical effects. So.
Right. Well, microbial is it's a funny thing. I'm not a doctor, so let's get that out there up front.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I don't have an MD in front of my name.
Oh.
But that's a different show.
Okay.
So, at any rate, mold is the kind of thing where some people are really sensitive to it, and they'll go into anaphylactic shock. Other people, they can butter their toast with it, and it's no big deal. But the fact that there's over 500 species and subspecies of microbial, there's a possibility that somebody's going to be sensitive to something.
But it's out there now in the world. It's outside. The problem is when water comes inside and it's continually fed this water, it grows, right?
Right. Well, there's a couple of different types of mold, Randall. There's the hydrophilic and the xenophilic. The hydrophilic like a lot of water, and the xenophilic like to grow with a little less water. So the ones that are the most scary, so to speak, would be the hydrophilics, that they have a constant water supply. That's usually where we get the quote-unquote black mold from, because that's the one that grows with a lot of water source. And that happens quite often if there's a small ongoing leak, or your condensation line backs up in your HVAC system if you don't have Ricardo come out and service it regularly. A crack in a drain line. There's a number of ways where these things could come up, and oftentimes you're not going to see them until it's too late. So
yeah, they're behind walls. I mean, when we tear out walls to do remodels, it could be behind. You'll smell it though. If you have a nose, I've been in people's homes. I walked in and I smell it, and then we tear it out, and there it is. It's under shower pans. It's behind sink walls, drips.
Right. Yeah, I've done projects where people were, we've got bad allergies, I've got bronchitis, I've got this, I can't even be in this area. It's too physically uncomfortable. And yeah, you can pick up an odor, and we'll contain that area and remediate it, and clean everything up, and get it air sample tested by a certified microbial inspector, and they'll give us a clean bill of health. We'll put the place back together, with your help, of course. And then the people will come back and they'll tell me a couple weeks later that, we've been back in this room and it's like our allergies and our bronchitis has gone away.
Amazing. So you're the man to call if they have any problems after they talk to their doctor, but you're kind of like the house doctor in terms of the mold. Then you can go in, you have special equipment to test for this stuff, and then how do you identify where it is, though? You just have to go to any spot where there's some sort of a potential water penetration.
Well, there's a number of ways to identify. We use a couple of my favorite tools are the infrared camera as well as the moisture meters. So
Oh, okay.
we can scan an area, do an intrusion inspection, scan the area with the infrared camera, and if we see some areas that might be cool or suspect of moisture, then we can go and probe it with the moisture meter and find out for sure what's going on there. Then we can look for telltale signs of microbial. Usually we do a visual. There are situations where we need to bring in a third party to do air sampling so that it can be established.
Validated. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Joel. That's really informative. So any of you out there with a little bit of wheezing or coughing or whatever, can't get rid of it, and give us a call. Paul Davis, thank you.
PDESValencia.com. Thanks, guys. It's the Home 411 show on AM 1220 KHTS.